I think that we've all established that Activision Blizzard is a shady, all-around pretty shitty company. I've talked about a lot of the bad things that they've done over the past few years, the bad ways that they've treated people, and if there wasn't enough evidence out there already, today I'm going to talk about yet another bad Blizzard move. You would think that such a large company would eventually be able to get their shit together and really be able to act like a billion-dollar company, but apparently they just don't have it in them, and they can't act like a professional company like one of the largest companies in the gaming industry. This is a Bloomberg article. Blizzard workers share salaries in revolt over wage disparities. Employees circulate spreadsheet to compare pay, recent raises. Activision CEO gets $40 million while some staff skip meals. Employees at Blizzard Entertainment, a division of Activision Blizzard Incorporated, began circulating a spreadsheet on Friday to anonymously share salaries and recent pay increases. The latest example of rising tension in the video game industry over wage disparities and executive compensation. So last year, they reported a record-setting year for revenue, yet at the same time, they fired hundreds of people, calling it a company-wide restructure. And we've also heard about people like Bobby Kotick receiving nearly $40 million for simply sitting on his ass and being a CEO. And you might think to yourself that employees who are actually useful to the company, who actually worked hard and passionately, would be fairly paid, but nope. Apparently, they're not. Blizzard, based in Irvine, California, makes popular games including Diablo and World of Warcraft. In 2019, after an internal survey revealed that more than half of Blizzard workers were unhappy with their compensation, the company told staff it would perform a study to ensure fair pay, according to people familiar with the situation. Blizzard implemented the results of that study last month, which led to an outcry on the company's internal Slack message boards. Blizzard is one of the worst companies with some of the best games, and that's why this hurts so much. I have to talk about the awful ways that they're acting when I love a lot of their franchises like Diablo and StarCraft and World of Warcraft, and I know I'm not alone when I say that they make some of the best games. One employee then created a spreadsheet and encouraged staff to share their compensation information. The anonymous document, reviewed by Bloomberg News, contains dozens of Blizzard salaries and pay bumps. Most of the raises are below 10%, significantly less than Blizzard employees said that they expected following the study. Our goal has always been to ensure that we compensate our employees fairly and competitively, the Activision Blizzard spokeswoman Jessica Taylor said. We are constantly reviewing compensation philosophies to better recognize the talent of our highest performers and keep us competitive in the industry, all with the aim of rewarding and investing more in top employees. This year, Blizzard top performers received a salary increase that was 20% more than in prior years, and more people got promotions, Taylor added. Our overall salary investment is consistent with prior years, she also added. You would think that for such a massive company, all of their employees would be fairly paid, and I know that they're saying that Blizzard top performers received a salary increase that was, 20% more in prior years, but what about your average performers? What happens to the people that you overlook? What is even the criteria for being a top performer? We'll ultimately never know, but with how Blizzard works now, I bet that the process is terrible. Wage disparity has become a hot-button issue in the $150 billion video game industry as calls for growth. A pro-labor group recently slammed Activision Blizzard for the pay of Chief Executive Officer Bobby Kotick. His 2019 compensation was worth $40 million at the end of that year, according to the data compiled by Bloomberg, and the package has grown since then as the company's stock has soared. I mean, you have people that are getting paid nothing, and then you have CEOs that get to sit on their ass and are getting millions and millions of dollars. Last year, the company also paid $15 million million in stock awards and sign-on bonuses to incoming Chief Financial Officer Dennis Durkin. In the anonymous spreadsheet, one employee listed the CEO's annual salary, bonus, and stock award. In internal messages reviewed by Bloomberg News, Blizzard employees said that they were struggling to even make ends meet while watching Activision Blizzard revenue grow year after year. This is heartbreaking to hear that employees that work here, even some that have so much passion for the industry, are getting paid nothing and can barely live a normal life. Some producers and engineers at Blizzard can make well over $100,000 a year, but others, such as video game testers and customer service representatives, are often paid minimum wage or close to it. Blizzard Entertainment has traditionally remained autonomous from its parent company, but in recent years, Activision's corporate office has pushed the game development studio to cut costs. Last year, the company eliminated hundreds of jobs and asked some of the remaining staff to take on the responsibilities of those who were let go. That extra work did not come with more pay, according to the people familiar with the company, who asked not to be identified discussing sensitive private information. One veteran Blizzard employee told Bloomberg News that they received a raise of less than 50 cents an hour. They are making less now than they did almost a decade ago because they are working fewer overtime hours than they did back then. Several former Blizzard employees said that they only received significant pay increases after leaving for other companies, such as a nearby rival, Riot Games Incorporated, in Los Angeles. In 2018, messages on internal Blizzard communication channels reviewed by Bloomberg News, employees talked about money-saving measures they've taken to remain with the company. One employee wrote that they had to skip meals to pay rent and that they used the company's free coffee as an appetite suppressant. Another said that they would only eat oatmeal and bail on team lunches because they couldn't afford to buy food at the company cafeteria. A third said that they and their partner stopped talking about having kids because they knew they wouldn't be able to afford it. And I know a lot of people are going to say that they could just move to a different job, they could take their time and just go to a different company. But it's not a fast process to move companies, first of all, and that should not be an excuse for people to be treated this way. People in any company should be treated fairly. Blizzard is one of the worst companies in the gaming industry right now, and they are still one of the largest. Over the past 4 or so years, Blizzard has been going downhill in the eyes of consumers, and I know that they're still making a lot of money, but if they didn't have beloved franchises like Diablo and StarCraft and World of Warcraft, they would be 10 feet under the ground at this point with how many terrible situations they've been in recently. I really hope that Blizzard turns around the way that their company is ran, or else I really do think that they're going to start losing players. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about Blizzard workers sharing their stories about working at the company? And do you think that this is just a classic Activision Blizzard situation? If you enjoyed this video or found it important, please make sure to give it a like and share it. And of course, if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way. But I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.